Let reason take another step. If you attack whom God would heal and make well, and hate the one he loves, then you and your Creator have a different will than each other. Yet, if you are his will, what you must then believe is that what you are not yourself, and you can indeed believe this, and you do. And you have faith in this and see much evidence on its behalf, and where you wonder does your strange uneasiness, your sense of being disconnected, and your haunting fear of lack of meaning in yourself arise. It is as though you wandered in without a plan of any kind except to wander off, and for only that seems certain. Yet we have heard of a very similar description earlier, but it was not of you, but still the strange idea which it does accurately describe you think is you. The reason would tell you that the world you see through eyes that are not yours must take no sense to you. And to whom you would seem such as this send back its messages, and surely not you, whose sight is wholly independent on the eyes that look upon the world. If this is not your vision, then what can it show to you? The brain cannot interpret what your vision sees. This you would understand, and the brain interprets it to the body of which it is a part of. But what it says to you could not understand, yet you have listened to it, and long and hard you tried to understand its messages. You have not realized it is impossible to understand what fails entirely to reach you. You have received no message at all, and you understand, and for you have listened to what you can never communicate at all to anyone else. And think then what happens to self-denying what you are, and firm of faith that you are something else. This something else that you have made to be yourself becomes your sight. Yet it must be something else that sees, and as not you explains it as sight to you. Yet if your eyes are closed and you have called upon this thing to lead you, how can you see? And if it's leading you, asking it to explain to you the world it sees, you have no reason not to listen nor to respect that what it tells you is not true. And the reason you would tell you it cannot be true because you do not understand it. God has no secrets. He does not lead you through a world of misery waiting to tell you at the journey's end why he did this to you. What could be secret from God's will? Yet you believe that you have secrets. What could your secrets be except another will that is your own, apart from his? The reason would tell you that this is no secret that need be hidden as a sin, but mistaken deed. Let not your fear of sin protected from correction, and for the attraction of guilt is only fear. Here is the one emotion that you made, whatever it may seem to be. This is the emotion of secrecy, of private thoughts, and of the body's lust for its own desires. And this is the one emotion that opposes love, that always leads to sight of differences and loss of sameness. And here is the one emotion that keeps you blind, dependent on the self you think you made to lead you through the world it made for you. Your sight was given you along with everything that you can understand. You will perceive no difficulty in understanding what this vision tells you, and for everyone sees only what they think they saw, and what your sight would show you, you would understand because it is true, and then not believing on what you do not see, which is only what is real, is what is not that you cannot see at all, because your spirit is real, and you cannot see it. Your soul is real, but it's naked from your bare eyes. But it's what is real, but what you see, you think is real, it will be gone tomorrow, because it was never really there, and it reaches you directly without the need to be interpreted to you, or needs interpretation to be but alien, and nor will ever be made understandable to an interpreter you cannot understand. Of all the messages you have received and failed to understand, this course alone is open to your understanding and can be understood. This is your language. You do not understand it yet, only because your whole communication is like a baby's. The sound of a baby makes, and what he hears are higher and unreliable, meaning different things to them at different times. And neither the sounds he hears nor the sights and sees are stable yet to you, but what you hear and does not understand will be the native tongue through which he would communicate with those around him, and they, with him, the ones he loves, will understand. And the strange shift in your seas and the battle will become their own comforters, and they will recognize their homes and see them there with them. So in each holy relationship is the ability to communicate instead of separate and reborn. Yet a holy relationship is so recently reborn itself from the unholy relationship, and yet more ancient than the old illusion that it has replaced. It is like a baby now in its rebirth, still in the infant is your vision return to you, and will speak the language that you can understand. So it is not nurtured by something else, though it was you, and yet he was not given nor was received by anything except yourself. For no two people can unite except through Christ, in whose vision see them one. Now think what is given you, my holy people. This child will teach you what you do not understand, and make it plain, for his will be no alien tongue, and he will need no interpreter to you, for it was that you all understand him in your own language, and you who taught him what he knows, because you knew it not, and now you do, and he would not come to anyone but you, never to any something else. Where Christ has entered, no one is alone, for never could he find a home in separate places. Yet must he be reborn into his ancient home, and so seeming yet new, and yet as old as he, a tiny newcomer, dependent on the holiness of your relationship, and to let him live. He certain God did not entrust his Son to be unworthy. Nothing but the part of him is worthy of being joined, nor is it possible that anything not part of him can join. Communication must have been restored to those whom joined, for this they could not do through bodies. What then has joined them? The reasoning will tell you that they must have seen each other through vision, not of the body, and communicate in a language that the body does not speak. Nor could it be a cheerful sight of sound, of dim, and when gently into one. Rather, in each of the others saw the perfect shelter where themselves could be reborn in safety and peace. Such did the reason tell him, such he believed, and such we believed because it was the truth, and we knew it. Here is the first direct perception that you can make. You make it to awareness older than the perception and yet reborn in just an instant. For what is time to what was always so? And think what that instant brought in recognition that the something else that you thought was you in an illusion, and truth came instantly and showed you where yourself must be. It is denial of illusions that calls for truth, and for to deny illusion is to recognize that fear is meaningless. Into the holy home where fear and powerless love enters thankfully and gratefully, that is one with you who joined to let it enter into. Christ comes to what he likes himself, and the same and not different, for he is always drawn into himself, and what is as like him as a holy relationship, and what draws you and your people and together draws him into you also. Here are his sweetest and his most gentle and innocent protected from attack, and here can he return in confidence and for faith, and another is always the faith in him. You are indeed correct in looking on your people as his chosen home, for here you will with him and with his Father, and this is your Father's will for you also, and yours and he with his, and who is drawn to Christ is drawn to God, surely as both are drawn